Alright, hopefully you guys have been liking the longer form videos where I cover AMC, GameStop, the overall market, as well as the trades we've been taking and some additional stuff to cover the video. So it's not just solely AMC, but remember, everything we do cover does affect AMC and GameStop. Now, we all are aware of how the FTDs didn't get reported for a couple of weeks for the first time. Now, this is the first time there hasn't been an update on the bank term funding program, which is at an all-time high at $113 billion, which is a program that was only designed for $25 billion. Do they need more time to cook the books? Well, this is exactly what we're going to get into. We're going to get into banks, but first thing I want to cover is some stuff to do with AMC before we jump into banks, and then AMC's chart, data, and some solid stuff before we start the week. So all I ask you guys to do, of course, it's free. Please hit the like button. It helps me out. Also hit that subscribe button. Get us to 20K subs. Let's get into it. So as my cat steps in the screen, it's basically like you guys are watching a movie, which brings me into the point that the box office has surpassed $8 billion for the year of 2023, which just shows that movie theaters are not going anywhere. This is the first thing that I wanted to cover. Not going to spend much time on it. Also to note, according to Webull, institutions have been accumulating AMC at these prices. Is AMC about to hit its low that it will ever hit? And that is exactly why institutions are loading up. You guys let me know in the comments down below, but you can see 20.74% apparently owned by institutions, and others, aka retail, 78% according to Webull. Now, UBS is bankrupt and about to collapse. This is all fake. Shares are at all-time highs and CDSs are at new yearly lows. Lottery stocks, UBS is doing solid. Just look at their chart, right? They're climbing. UBS is doing great, except this isn't why they're going under. UBS is currently falling apart for a large quantity of reasons. However, a clear reason, which they even allude/admit to, was not conducting proper DD and internal process controls because of the hurried nature of the merger proposal thrust upon them by the Swiss government. Yes, in short, UBS is toast. An equity swap from March 3rd of 2021 is expiring this December on the 15th. The current price of the swap is $999 billion. Now pay attention to this. Archegos goes bust due to equity swaps. Then Credit Suisse goes down after they buy out Archegos. Guess who's dying after they buy out Credit Suisse? UBS, right? UBS is buying out Credit Suisse, and you have been seeing a lot of problems happening with UBS. Moving on top of that, customers are furious after HSBC has been down for more than 24 hours. Customers were unable to access mobile and online banking for more than 24 hours. And it's not just a random day of inconvenience. You guys have to understand this is Black Friday when everybody wants their money from the bank. You can clearly tell this wasn't just a network error or some IT issue. The bank had to cause this disruption and tell people that it was a system issue. This is so hard to record with my cat wagging her tail. I'm trying to have her tail not hit the mic. You guys hear anything hitting the mic, which I don't think you have, I apologize. You will not leave me alone when I work. Now, don't forget, Morgan Stanley officially inherits this warehouse fire on Monday, December 4th. A lot of stuff happening coming into effect December 4th. The primary retirement account of E-Trade is going to be handed off, and there's a lot more stuff happening on that day. Plus, finally, the last touch on banks, of course, Argentina is closing their central bank, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts, no negotiations about it. Finally, HKD is pumping once again. We always see a lot of weird stuff happening when HKD starts pumping. Market has been in a climb. Our short squeeze plays have been in a dive. It may be time for something to change, and this just may be the first signal of it. Moving on, I hope this gives you guys some, peace of mind over the weekend. This is what's happening. It's not just a play that people say is dead. AMC and GameStop are trying to break the corrupt market. Okay, I love this analogy here. I'm going to post it on the YouTube community post as soon as the video is done. But I just love this analogy. Might honestly be worth slapping on a shirt. Now, I found this very odd. Okay, well, first of all, starting the week, AMC has about 4 million shares available to borrow against it, and no calls apparently expiring in the money. The options chain is still messed up, but the short exempt volume, 61,000 for November 24th. This is the lowest I think I've ever seen it on AMC. Very odd. And then GameStop as well, showing no calls basically expiring in the money. Options chain looking messed up, and these short exempts, 800 and 700. I'm not too sure what to say about this. One thing I want to say is taking a step back, because you know what we're tracking on the daily time frame. AMC on the weekly, I think we're closer than you guys might have thought. based off of what I talked about on the daily time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame, this is sort of where we're sitting, okay? This is sort of where we're sitting, back here, right? AMC, same sort of setup with what we've been tracking. And if you look at it from a weekly standpoint, we're just a few weeks away from something major happening. And the only reason I say that is because I know you guys don't like lottery stocks. You say this all the time. YouTube say this all the time, but the cycle is going to be the last cycle. If they put it through another cycle, it's going to be really bad, right? It goes towards the listing, or it turns into a stock like Mullen, which is not what you want to see. So we may be closer to the squeeze than you actually think. As for GameStop, looking at it compared to AMC's chart, it hasn't had the nosedive that AMC had, right? It had sort of the nosedive coming all the way down to where AMC's kind of at, like right about here, but it hasn't had this flush. And I think GameStop is still due for the flush before getting the squeeze. All in my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Now, before we get into some additional stuff, a quick break for the Moomoo Investing app. If you guys want 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash, use Moomoo as a broker. If you sign up through my link and make a deposit into your Moomoo, you will get 15 free stocks on top of that. And I'm going to leave that link in the top of the description as well as pinned in the top of comments. Also, join the Discord. Last day that it's on sale, and the only reason for that is because I forgot to take it off. So once this video is up, maybe a few hours later, I'll take it off. Last chance to get in the Discord, last shot. We got a few new members. It is well worth it. You guys will not regret it. Now, a stock I wanted to put on your radar because I've been holding this in my long term and it's been panning out very well. Mara and Riot, blockchain companies that are gonna move when Bitcoin moves, and Bitcoin is entering its bull rally, in my opinion, over the next year and a half, okay? Especially with the halving coming up. Mara is starting to get a breakout, and this is just the beginning. I expect a spike in the chart over the next few weeks, as well as Riot. So just keep these on your radar. If you guys are in Mara or Riot, let me know in the comments down below. As for the Tesla trade, coming into this week, I just want to let you guys know I expect a retracement, and the calls I hold are for a long-term play, right? I'm holding all the way out to February right now, and I wouldn't mind even extending that, right? Rolling them over. Expect a retracement. It looks very short-term bearish, okay? Very short-term bearish, coming for a retracement down to at least 221.50 before anything happening. If you want to play puts, you can. Very risky, not financial advice. I am not in puts currently, but just to let you guys know an update on the Tesla trade. Now, I want to point out a couple things. Microsoft broke out of this wedge, went higher than its all-time high. Is this a sign to show what the market is about to do? Because the market is touching the macro trend line, which would be right here on Microsoft, right? So is it going to get that breakout like Microsoft? It's hard to say because you take a look at Apple, for example, and it's also testing the macro trend line, the largest holding in the S&P 500, right? Also testing the macro trend line, getting a slight rejection. Buy up here, still dipping its toes into the 450 range. 450 to 460, I expected a retracement. We may get it sooner than we think. Take a look at how hard the volume is dumping off on the S&P 500. Also, the VIX hit a low, a relative low, that it has not hit for quite a long time now, which shows VIX could be getting a reversal soon. SPY volume decreasing, could be getting a reversal. Overall, next week, I wouldn't be surprised if that is when we get a retracement on the SPY. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend. I appreciate you guys tuning in and day out. Let me know what you think of the long form videos where we cover everything. This video probably wasn't too long. I didn't want to make it too long. Happy Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. If you guys want to talk about the earnings, I posted them in Discord. Get in the Discord. Get your free stocks from Moomoo. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.